Admiral Elena Santos stood at the viewport of the ESS Mindweaver, her reflection ghosting against the backdrop of stars. The neural interface at the base of her skull tingled, a constant reminder of humanity's greatest breakthrough. She didn't just command this ship, she was the ship. The quantum consciousness drive hummed through her bones, a symphony only she could hear. 10 years ago, the discovery that human consciousness could directly interface with quantum systems had changed everything. While the galaxy's powers raced to build bigger engines and stronger weapons, humanity had quietly revolutionized what it meant to pilot a starship. Admiral, the Centaurian delegation is requesting permission to dock. Lieutenant Chen's voice echoed through the bridge. Elena felt the ship's sensors focusing on the approaching vessel, sleek, crystalline, and bristling with conventional weaponry. The Centaurians represented the Galactic Assembly's Technological Assessment Committee, here to evaluate Earth's readiness for full membership. Permission granted, Elena responded, though she had already begun adjusting the docking protocols through her neural link. The ship responded to her thoughts faster than any verbal command could be processed. And Lieutenant, make sure our guests are reminded of the restricted areas. The Centaurians were here to evaluate Earth's space combat capabilities, but they wouldn't be shown everything. The quantum consciousness technology remained humanity's closest guarded secret. As far as the galaxy knew, Earth was simply very good at automation and AI integration. Through the ship's sensors, Elena felt the Centaurian vessel dock with microscopic precision. She could have guided them in herself, but that would have revealed too much. Instead, she monitored through conventional means as 6 Centaurians emerged from their ship, their crystalline bodies refracting the docking bay's lights in complex patterns. Welcome aboard the Mindweaver, Elena greeted them in person, her neural interface temporarily dampened to avoid any possible detection. I'm Admiral Santos. We're honored to host the Assembly's assessment team. The lead Centaurian, whose crystalline form shimmered with deeper blues, stepped forward. Admiral, I am Assessment Director Vix. We appreciate your cooperation in this evaluation. The Assembly has concerns about Earth's rapid military advancement. Elena smiled diplomatically. Understandable. We look forward to demonstrating that we're ready for full membership. The evaluation would take place in the Kuiper Belt, where the Mindweaver would demonstrate its capabilities against automated drones. Elena had run these drills countless times, carefully calibrating how much to reveal. Show too little, and Earth would remain relegated to provisional status. Show too much, and they risked frightening the Assembly into hostile action. As they walked to the bridge, Vix's crystalline form vibrated with barely contained curiosity. Your ship's design is unusual, Admiral. Our scans detect no conventional quantum computer cores. We found that distributed processing better suits our needs, Elena replied smoothly. The truth was far more extraordinary. The quantum consciousness drive eliminated the need for traditional computers entirely. The ship was a direct extension of her mind, operating on thought alone. The bridge itself was sparse by galactic standards. No banks of holographic displays or rows of control stations. Just a central command chair with neural interface ports and a handful of backup terminals. Elena settled into the command chair, feeling the ship's systems fully integrating with her consciousness once more. Unusual indeed, Vix noted. Where are your weapons officers? Your navigation team. The Mindweaver's systems are largely automated, Lieutenant Chen explained. The Admiral oversees all critical functions. Elena felt the Centaurian skepticism radiating through their crystalline forms. Good. Let them underestimate Earth's capabilities. The real demonstration was about to begin. Beginning evaluation course, Elena announced. Through her neural link, she guided the Mindweaver through a series of increasingly complex maneuvers. To the Centaurians, it would appear the ship was executing pre-programmed routines. In reality, every movement was a direct extension of Elena's will. The weapon drones launched, their attack patterns randomized and unpredictable. Elena didn't need to think about evasive maneuvers. The ship responded to her instincts faster than conscious thought. The Mindweaver danced through space, its movements fluid and organic in a way that made the Centaurian's crystalline forms pulse with surprise. Impossible. Vix vibrated. Your reaction times exceed known biological limits. Elena allowed herself a small smile. Earth has always emphasized pilot training and system integration. Shall we proceed to the combat demonstration? The drones attacked in earnest now, their weapons fully powered. Elena felt each energy burst through the ship's sensors, adjusting their shields microseconds before impact. The Mindweaver's responses were perfect, fast enough to impress, but not so fast as to reveal their true capabilities. Through it all, Elena maintained her composed demeanor, as if directing these impossibly precise maneuvers required minimal effort. The Centaurians huddled together, their crystalline forms trembling with a mixture of awe and unease as the Mindweaver systematically disabled drone after drone. Evaluation complete. Vix announced finally, "Your ship's performance is remarkable, Admiral. The Assembly will be very interested in our report. We hope it helps demonstrate Earth's readiness for full membership." Elena responded diplomatically. She could feel the Centaurians' growing curiosity and concern through the ship's enhanced sensors. They knew they weren't seeing the full picture, but couldn't prove anything was being hidden. As the assessment team prepared to depart, Vix lingered behind. "Admiral, speaking unofficially, how has Earth advanced so quickly? Just a century ago, you were limited to chemical rockets." Elena met the Centaurian's gaze steadily. "Humanity has always been good at thinking differently about problems, Director. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the ones nobody else considers." After the Centaurians departed, Elena fully reopened her neural connection to the Mindweaver. The ship's consciousness merged with her own once more, their thoughts moving at quantum speeds. Through the enhanced sensors, she watched the Centaurian vessel disappear into fold space. "They suspect something," Lieutenant Chen observed. "Let them suspect," Elena replied. "As long as they don't know about the quantum consciousness drive, they'll never understand how we've achieved this level of ship integration. And by the time they figure it out..." She left the sentence unfinished, but Chen understood. By then, humanity would be too well established in the galactic community to be ignored or dismissed. The silent revolution would be complete. Elena turned her attention to the stars once more, feeling the ship's systems humming through her consciousness. Humanity had chosen a different path than the rest of the galaxy, turning inward to unlock the quantum nature of consciousness itself. While other species built ever larger ships and more powerful weapons, Earth had discovered that the ultimate computer had been inside human minds all along. The next phase would begin soon. More ships with quantum consciousness drives were being built in secret orbital facilities. More pilots were being trained to merge their minds with vessels. Humanity's position in the galaxy would be secured not through brute force, but through innovation no one else had imagined possible. The stars stretched endlessly before them, full of possibilities. Elena smiled. The galaxy wasn't ready for what humanity would become. The Grand Assembly Hall on Nexus Station buzzed with nervous energy. Delegate Maya Chen watched the holographic displays showing the emergency session's agenda, Earth's military capabilities, a clear and present danger. The irony wasn't lost on her. 6 months after the Centaurian assessment, humanity's careful plans were unraveling faster than anyone had anticipated. Ambassador Krax of the Valerian Imperium took the central podium, his scaled skin shifting colors with agitation. The evidence cannot be ignored. 3 days ago, an Earth vessel outmaneuvered an entire Drachnid raiding fleet, a single ship against 12. Their technology violates known physical limitations. Maya maintained her diplomatic composure, though her neural interface tingled with suppressed anxiety. The incident hadn't been planned. The ESS Thoughtweaver had stumbled upon the raiders attacking a civilian transport. Captain Sarah Rodriguez, merged with her ship through the quantum consciousness drive, hadn't hesitated to intervene. The rescue had been flawless, and far too revealing. The Assembly's own assessment confirmed Earth's ships operate within established technological parameters, Maya countered, rising to address the gathered delegates. We've been transparent about our advances in automation and AI integration. Transparent. A harsh laugh came from the Drachnid representative, Commander Vexthor. His cybernetic eyes wared as they focused on Maya. Our analysis of the battle footage shows response times that exceed the processing capabilities of any known AI system. Even quantum computers have computational limits. Maya felt a subtle vibration through her neural interface, a message from Admiral Santos back on Earth. Let them push. It's time. The words filtered directly into her consciousness, unseen by the assembled delegates. The Admiral was right. They couldn't hide the truth much longer, and a controlled revelation was better than being exposed. Perhaps, Maya said carefully, the Assembly is working from incomplete assumptions about the nature of consciousness and its role in ship operations. The chamber fell silent. Even the ever-chattering Mersians stopped their harmonic discussions. Ambassador Krax's scales shifted to a deep purple of suspicion. Explain. Maya took a deep breath. Earth has discovered that human consciousness, when properly interfaced with quantum systems, operates beyond conventional computational limits. Our ships don't rely on traditional AI or computer cores. They are direct extensions of their pilots' minds. The explosion of voices was deafening. The Centaurian delegation's crystalline forms vibrated so intensely, they nearly shattered. The Mersians began broadcasting emergency harmonics. Through it all, Maya stood steady, her neural interface feeding her real-time diplomatic analyses of each species' reactions. Abomination. The Drachnid commander's cybernetic implants flashed with rage. You've merged biological consciousness with machines. This violates every principle of natural order. Says the species that replaces body parts with cybernetics. Maya countered smoothly. Our technology doesn't replace or modify human consciousness. It extends it. The quantum consciousness drive allows human minds to operate at their full potential. The Valerian ambassador's scales had shifted to the pale green of fear. How many such ships does Earth possess? That information remains classified, Maya replied. But I am authorized to discuss potential cooperation in developing defensive applications of this technology. It was a calculated offer. Earth knew most species would be too proud or suspicious to accept, but the mere possibility would split the Assembly's response. Already, Maya could see the smaller powers' representatives showing interest. The Mersians, long subjected to Drachnid raids, were particularly attentive. The Assembly cannot allow this technology to proliferate, Commander Vexthor declared. The risks of suppressing human innovation are far greater, Maya interrupted. She gestured and holographic displays showed footage of the Thoughtweaver's rescue operation. This technology saved 300 civilian lives last week. How many more could be saved if we worked together instead of succumbing to fear? The Centaurian Assessment Director Vix floated forward, their crystalline form now steady. The evaluation mission. You were restraining your capabilities. Maya nodded. We needed to demonstrate readiness for membership without triggering panic. Humanity has no desire for military dominance. We seek cooperation, not conquest. Pretty words, the Drachnid commander sneered. But history shows that superior military technology inevitably leads to expansion. Human history also shows that shared innovation can bridge divides, Maya countered. The quantum consciousness drive is merely the first of many breakthroughs we hope to share with peaceful allies. The implications hung in the air. Earth was offering a choice: cooperation or competition. The Assembly could work with humanity to explore this new frontier of consciousness-based technology, or they could watch as Earth's influence grew regardless. Ambassador Krax's scales shifted through a complex pattern of colors before settling on the deep blue of decision. I move to establish a joint research initiative to study and monitor the development of consciousness interface technology. All in favor. The vote wasn't unanimous, but it was enough. The Drachnids and their closest allies abstained, their opposition clear but powerless in the face of the majority's curiosity and pragmatism. Maya felt Admiral Santos' approval through her neural interface. The first phase of humanity's integration into the galactic community had succeeded. As the session adjourned, Director Vix approached Maya privately. "You realize some will never accept this technology. The Drachnids particularly. They believe machine consciousness should be subordinate to biological control. Your innovation threatens their entire philosophical framework." "We understand the risks," Maya replied. "That's why we're offering to share our research under Assembly oversight. Transparency is our best defense against fear." The Centaurian's crystalline form shimmered with what Maya's interface identified as wry amusement. "Transparency now, after years of secrecy. Sometimes the truth needs proper timing." Maya smiled. Humanity learned that lesson long ago. As she left the chamber, Maya felt the quantum consciousness network connecting Earth's ships throughout nearby space. The Thoughtweaver, Mindweaver, and dozens of other vessels pulsed with human consciousness, ready to defend Earth's interests if diplomacy failed. But today, at least, words had proven mightier than weapons. The real work was just beginning. Humanity would need to balance sharing their innovation with maintaining their advantage. The Drachnids' opposition wouldn't end with this vote, and other powers might turn hostile once they fully grasped the implications of consciousness-based technology. But for now, Earth had secured its place in the galactic community. Not through force, but through the uniquely human combination of innovation, preparation, and carefully calculated revelation. The next phase could begin. Captain Sarah Rodriguez felt the Thoughtweaver's systems surge through her consciousness as the ship dropped out of fold space. The Meridian system stretched before her, its twin suns casting a pale violet light across the scattered asteroid fields. But it wasn't the system's natural beauty that had brought her here. Multiple Drachnid signatures detected, Lieutenant Park announced, though Sarah had already sensed them through the ship's quantum-enhanced scanners. 12 warships, their angular forms bristling with weapons, surrounded the Meridian colony's orbital platforms. The Mersian defenders had already been pushed back to their final defensive line. "The Drachnids are demanding the Mersians surrender their quantum research facilities." Commander Wei's voice came through the neural network, his own ship, the Dream Chaser, emerging from fold space alongside 3 other Earth vessels. "They're claiming it violates their technological sovereignty." Sarah felt her jaw tighten. The Mersians had been the first species to openly collaborate with Earth on quantum consciousness research. This attack was a message, one the Drachnids thought they could deliver without triggering direct human intervention. They were wrong. "All ships, combat merge," Sarah commanded. Through the quantum consciousness network, she felt the other captains fully integrating with their vessels. 5 human minds expanded across 5 ships, their thoughts moving at quantum speeds. The Drachnids' electronic warfare systems tried to penetrate their defenses, but how do you hack a human consciousness? "Diplomatic channel open," Lieutenant Park reported. "Drachnid Fleet, this is Captain Rodriguez of the Earth Space Force. You are engaging in unauthorized military action against a sovereign species. Withdraw immediately." The response came from a massive dreadnought at the fleet's center. "This is Commander Vex Thor. Earth has no authority here. The Mersians have violated Drachnid technological patents. We are exercising our legal right of enforcement." Sarah let her consciousness expand through the Thoughtweaver sensors, mapping every detail of the battlefield. The Drachnid ships were arranged in a standard combat sphere, their formations optimized by tactical computers. Predictable. Limited by conventional algorithms. The Assembly has already ruled that consciousness-based technology represents a new field not covered by existing patents. Sarah countered. "This action violates galactic law." "The Assembly's ruling was influenced by human deception," Vex Thor snarled. "We will not allow your abomination to spread. Final warning. Withdraw, or be destroyed with the Mersians." Sarah felt the other captain's awareness through the quantum network. They were ready. Commander, I'm going to give you a demonstration of why quantum consciousness technology changes everything. I suggest you pay attention. Before Vexthor could respond, the 5 Earth ships moved, not with the rigid precision of computer-controlled vessels, but with the fluid grace of living thought. Sarah felt the battlefield as an extension of her own body, the thought weaver responding to her instincts faster than neurons could fire. The Drachnid fleet's first volley missed entirely, their targeting computers unable to predict the organic, almost random movements of consciousness-guided ships. Sarah's counterattack threaded through their formation like lightning through storm clouds, precise shots disrupting shields and disabling weapons. Impossible. Vexthor's voice crackled with rage. No AI can calculate. He fell silent as he realized his mistake. They weren't fighting AIs. They were fighting human minds operating at quantum speeds. Through the neural network, Sarah coordinated with her fellow captains without words. Commander Wei's Dreamchaser dove through the Drachnid formation, its quantum fields disrupting their targeting systems. Captain Chen's Mindwalker split their fleet in two with a series of perfectly timed maneuvers. The Drachnid's sophisticated combat algorithms couldn't adapt to the unpredictable creativity of human consciousness. Their shields are failing, Lieutenant Park reported. No casualties on their side. All shots targeted at non-critical systems. Sarah opened the channel again. Commander Vexthor, your weapons are disabled, your formation is broken, and your ships are surrounded. We could have destroyed your fleet in the first exchange. This demonstration was a courtesy. The quantum sensors detected massive energy fluctuations from the Drachnid dreadnought. Not weapons charging, but systems preparing for emergency fold space jump. This isn't over, Vexthor growled. The natural order cannot be subverted by human arrogance. The natural order is change, Commander. Humanity didn't subvert consciousness. We understood it better. Perhaps it's time the Drachnids reconsidered their definition of natural. The Drachnid fleet retreated in stages, their once perfect formation now scattered. Through the quantum network, Sarah felt the other captains' grim satisfaction. They had won without taking a single life, proving both their technological superiority and their ethical restraint. As the last Drachnid ship vanished into fold space, the Mersian defense platforms lit up with victory harmonics. Their ambassador's transmission radiated gratitude. Earth honors its promises. The harmonic message resonated. Our research collaboration will continue. Sarah began powering down her combat merge, letting her consciousness settle back to normal human speeds. The demonstration had served multiple purposes, showing the Drachnids that their technological advantage was gone, proving to the galaxy that Earth could be trusted to defend its allies, and demonstrating that humanity's power came with wisdom. Message from Earth Command, Lieutenant Park announced. Admiral Santos says, well handled. The assembly is already buzzing. The Drachnids' attempt to suppress quantum consciousness technology has backfired. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. The battle would change the galaxy's perception of humanity. They weren't just innovators who had stumbled upon a powerful technology. They were protectors who used that power with precision and restraint. All ships, standard patrol formation, she ordered, will maintain presence here until the Mersian's defenses are fully restored. Through the quantum network, she felt her fellow captains' acknowledgement. Their ships moved into position with fluid grace, a dance of consciousness and technology that no conventional computer could match. The Meridian system's violet suns painted the ship's hulls in ethereal light. Humanity had passed its first major test, not just in combat capability, but in the wisdom of its response. The galaxy was changing, and Earth was leading the change not through force, but through the power of the mind itself. The diplomatic wing of Nexus Station had never been so crowded. Ambassador Maya Chen navigated through a sea of alien dignitaries, crystalline Centaurians, harmonic Mersians, even the typically reclusive Athosians with their shimmering energy forms. News of the Meridian incident had spread faster than fold space travel, and now everyone wanted to talk to Earth. Through her neural interface, Maya received real-time updates from Admiral Santos. 17 species had already requested formal defense agreements. 32 more sought technology sharing arrangements. The quantum consciousness revolution was spreading exactly as planned, through attraction rather than coercion. Ambassador Chen. A melodic voice drew her attention. First speaker Lyra of the Athosian Collective approached, her energy form pulsing with curious patterns. We have observed recent events with great interest. Perhaps we misjudged humanity's potential. Maya bowed slightly. The Athosians were one of the oldest species in the galaxy, having evolved beyond physical form millennia ago. Their interest was significant. Earth welcomes dialogue with the collective. First speaker. Your quantum consciousness technology. Lyra's form rippled. It bears striking similarities to our own evolutionary path. We had not expected any physical species to discover the bridge between mind and quantum reality so quickly. Before Maya could respond, another figure approached. Ambassador Krax of the Valerian Imperium, his scales now a thoughtful shade of blue-green. First speaker, Ambassador. I believe we all have much to discuss. Maya felt a subtle alert through her neural interface. Admiral Santos was patching into the conversation remotely, her quantum-enhanced consciousness able to analyze diplomatic nuances at incredible speeds. The Valerians are seeking a power block to counter Drachnid influence. The Admiral's thoughts filtered directly into Maya's mind. The Athosians want to study our technology's similarity to their evolution. We can work with both. Earth would welcome a formal dialogue, Maya offered carefully, perhaps regarding the establishment of a quantum research coalition. Lyra's energy form brightened. Interesting. You propose to institutionalize the study of consciousness-based technology under multi-species oversight. With appropriate safeguards, Maya nodded. Earth's breakthrough has implications beyond military applications. We believe the galaxy would benefit from coordinated research. Ambassador Krax's scales shifted to deep purple, the Valerian color of strategic consideration. The Imperium would be interested in such an arrangement, particularly if it included mutual defense provisions. Through her neural interface, Maya received another insight from Admiral Santos. The quantum consciousness network had detected unusual activity near Drachnid space, massive fleet movements being poorly concealed. The Drachnids weren't accepting their defeat at Meridian quietly. Earth envisions a comprehensive partnership, Maya said. Research collaboration, technology sharing, and mutual security arrangements, all under assembly oversight, of course. First speaker Lyra pulsed with what Maya's interface interpreted as approval. The collective has long sought evidence that younger species could transcend their technological adolescence responsibly. Perhaps humanity's approach to quantum consciousness represents such a milestone. The conversation was interrupted by a commotion near the chamber's entrance. A Drachnid diplomatic delegation had arrived, their cybernetic implants glowing with barely contained anger. Commander Vexthor led them, his mechanical eyes fixing on Maya with obvious hostility. Discussing how to further pollute the natural order, he growled. The Drachnid Imperium will not stand idle while consciousness-based technology spreads like a virus. Maya felt Admiral Santos' presence strengthen through the neural interface, providing real-time diplomatic analysis. The Drachnids were overplaying their hand, pushing neutral species toward Earth's orbit. Commander, Maya replied calmly, Earth extends the same offer of collaboration to the Drachnid Imperium. Our research indicates quantum consciousness technology could revolutionize your cybernetic interfaces, creating true harmony between biological and mechanical components. Vexthor's cybernetic eyes whirred with surprise. He had clearly expected hostility, not an invitation. You would share your technology with us. After Meridian. Earth's goal is advancement of all species, Maya explained. We demonstrated our capabilities at Meridian not to humiliate, but to show that conflict is unnecessary. The quantum consciousness breakthrough belongs to all sentient life. First speaker Lyra's energy form expanded slightly. The humans speak with wisdom beyond their years, Commander. The Athosian collective has observed similar patterns. Those who fight natural evolution are inevitably left behind by it. Ambassador Crack stepped forward, his scales now shimmering with diplomatic green. The Valerian Imperium supports the proposed coalition. Will the Drachnids choose to be part of the future or oppose it? Maya could see the conflict in Vexthor's organic and mechanical features. The Drachnids' entire society was built on the principle of controlling machine consciousness, not merging with it. Yet their greatest fear was being left behind technologically. "I will convey these discussions to the High Command," Vexthor said finally. Without another word, he and his delegation withdrew. "They will not join," Lyra observed, her energy form rippling. "But perhaps they will not actively oppose either. A diplomatic victory, Ambassador Chen." Maya nodded, feeling Admiral Santos' approval through the quantum network. The web of alliances was growing stronger by the hour. Earth's strategy of sharing power rather than hoarding it was paying dividends beyond their most optimistic projections. "The coalition will need a headquarters," Ambassador Crax noted. "The Valerian Imperium would be honored to host." "The Athosian Collective suggests neutral space," Lyra interrupted smoothly. "Perhaps here, on Nexus Station. Under Assembly oversight." Maya smiled. The negotiation of details would take time, but the fundamental structure was falling into place. Humanity had transformed from a newcomer species to a cornerstone of galactic civilization not through military might, but through the power of innovation and cooperation. Through her neural interface, she felt the quantum consciousness network expanding as more Earth ships patrolled friendly space. They were no longer just defenders of humanity, but guardians of a new era in galactic development. The real challenge would be guiding that development wisely. The stars visible through Nexus Station's crystalline windows seemed brighter somehow. Humanity's future among them was secure, not through conquest or dominance, but through the very qualities that had led to their breakthrough: curiosity, innovation, and the wisdom to share their success with others. Admiral Elena Santos stood in the Quantum Consciousness Command Center beneath Geneva, her mind linked to hundreds of ships across the galaxy. Through the vast network, she felt Captain Rodriguez's Thoughtweaver patrolling Mersian space, Commander Wei's Dream Chaser escorting Athosian researchers, and dozens of other vessels protecting the growing coalition's interests. The peaceful integration of quantum consciousness technology was proceeding faster than anyone had expected. Then everything changed. The quantum network erupted with emergency signals. Through her enhanced consciousness, Elena processed the flood of information in microseconds. A massive Drachnid fleet had emerged from Fold space near the Coalition's primary research facility in the Centaurian home system. But something was wrong with their ships. Their energy signatures were chaotic, unstable. Multiple distress calls, her staff reported unnecessarily. Elena already felt them through the network. The Drachnids. They've attempted to implement their own version of quantum consciousness technology. Elena's blood ran cold. The Drachnids hadn't waited for proper research protocols. They had tried to force a merger between their cybernetic systems and biological consciousness. The results were catastrophic. Their ships are behaving erratically, Captain Rodriguez reported through the quantum network. Energy readings suggest their consciousness-machine interface is destabilizing. If those ships explode in Centaurian space, the implications were clear. The Drachnids' failed experiment could trigger a chain reaction that would devastate the Centaurian crystal worlds. Millions would die. All available ships, emergency fold space jump to Centaurian space, Elena commanded through the network. She felt 30 Earth vessels respond instantly, their human pilots merging fully with their ship's consciousness. This is not a combat mission. I repeat, this is a rescue operation. The quantum network transmitted her consciousness across light years. Elena found herself virtually present on every responding ship, coordinating their efforts with thoughts that moved faster than light. The Drachnid fleet's erratic movements made traditional tactical approaches impossible. They would need to improvise. Their consciousness integration is fragmenting. First, Speaker Lyra's ethereal voice resonated through emergency channels. The Athosian Collective stands ready to assist. We recognize the patterns of consciousness dissolution. Through the quantum network, Alina felt the Athosians' energy forms interfacing with Earth's ships. Ancient knowledge of consciousness merged with human innovation. Together, they might have a chance to prevent catastrophe. All ships, create a quantum consciousness containment field, Alina ordered. Coordinate with the Athosian Collective. We need to stabilize their ships before their cores breach. The scene in Centaurian space was chaos. 37 Drachnid warships spiraled out of control, their crews trapped in a nightmarish merger of mind and machine. The crystal worlds of the Centaurian system reflected the deadly light of malfunctioning quantum drives. Captain Rodriguez's Thoughtweaver took point, its quantum field extending like a net. Other Earth ships fell into formation, their human pilots' consciousness working in perfect harmony. The Athosians' energy forms wove through the quantum fields, adding their ancient understanding of consciousness to humanity's technological innovation. Commander Vexthor's flagship is at the center, Rodriguez reported. His consciousness pattern is the most unstable. If his ship breaches, Alina made a decision. Through the quantum network, she initiated a full consciousness transfer from the command center to the Thoughtweaver. Her mind merged completely with the ship's systems, moving at quantum speeds. "Captain, pull back," she ordered. "I'm taking control." The Thoughtweaver responded to her enhanced consciousness like an extension of her own body. Alina pushed the quantum drive to its limits, maneuvering through the chaos of destabilizing Drachnid ships. Warning signals screamed as radiation from their failing drives bombarded the hull. "Admiral Santos," Vexthor's voice crackled through distorted channels. "Our attempt to control quantum consciousness, hubris, cannot contain." "Stop fighting it, Commander," Alina projected through the quantum field. "Consciousness cannot be controlled or contained. It must flow naturally. Let us help you." The Athosians' energy forms surrounded Vexthor's flagship, their ancient knowledge of consciousness creating a stabilizing resonance. Alina guided the Thoughtweaver into position, extending its quantum field to create a bridge between organic and mechanical consciousness. "All ships, synchronize your quantum fields," she commanded. "Don't try to contain their consciousness. Guide it, like water flowing into new channels." Through the vast network of human and Athosian consciousness, Alina felt the Drachnid crew's minds beginning to stabilize. Their panic and resistance gradually transformed into understanding. The rigid barriers between organic and mechanical thought dissolved, replaced by natural integration. "The quantum cascade is stabilizing," Rodriguez reported, core signatures returning to normal parameters. Alina maintained the quantum bridge, feeling Vexthor's consciousness shift from chaos to clarity. The Drachnid commander's mechanical and organic components found harmony, guided by the combined wisdom of human innovation and Athosian experience. "We were wrong." Vexthor's voice came through clearly now. "We thought consciousness was a tool to be controlled, but it's a river that must be allowed to flow." The crisis passed. One by one, the Drachnid ships stabilized, their crews forever changed by the experience. The Centaurian crystal world still stood, their surfaces unmarred by catastrophe. Through the quantum network, Alina felt the ripples of change spreading across the galaxy. First Speaker Lyra's energy form pulsed with approval. "This marks a turning point. The Drachnid's fear of consciousness technology has been transformed into understanding. Their experience will guide others." Alina began withdrawing her consciousness from the Thoughtweaver, letting Captain Rodriguez resume control. The quantum network hummed with the aftermath of shared experience. Human, Athosian, and now Drachnid minds briefly united in common purpose. "The Coalition's research protocols exist for a reason," Alina transmitted to all ships. "But today's crisis has taught us all something about the true nature of consciousness. It cannot be forced or controlled. It must be understood and guided." Vexthor's ship moved alongside the Thoughtweaver, its quantum field now stable. "The Drachnid Imperium requests membership in the Coalition. We have much to learn about the proper integration of consciousness and technology. Through the quantum network, Alina felt the approval of Earth's ships and the Athosian collective. The galaxy was entering a new era, not one of technological dominance, but of shared understanding. Humanity's gift to the stars had not been the quantum consciousness drive itself, but the wisdom to use it properly. The Centaurian suns cast their light across the assembled ships. Earth vessels, Athosian energy forms, and Drachnid warships now united in common cause. The barrier between organic and mechanical consciousness had been bridged not through force, but through cooperation and understanding. Alina looked out at the stars through 1,000 quantum-linked sensors. Humanity had found its place in the galaxy not by conquering or controlling, but by showing others the path to greater consciousness. The real journey was just beginning.